Hi everyone, this is Dee from Passion for Paper Beads on Etsy.com. Today we're going to be working with my new tutorial. This is lesson 3, working with fancy paper napkins, and today we will be working on making the coiled paper beads. To make these you need a few supplies. You need to have regular white school glue, a pair of scissors, some sticks that are round. You can use shish kebab skewers, they come in different diameters, and small dowels. This one is about probably a 1/4 inch dowel. I wouldn't go any larger than that. The larger the diameter of your stick, the wider your pendant or bead that you roll will be from hole to hole. So for most of the pendants that I've been doing, I've been using a stick that's this size right here, which produces a pendant that's this thick, and that's probably about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more, about a 1/4 inch from the top edge to the bottom edge in thickness. They're pretty sturdy. This is the napkin that I started with, and the directions for how to cut the napkins and the approximate length and width of each strip will be located in the tutorial. I've gone ahead and I've already started rolling them into the strips that we're going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to roll the strips. This is one finished pendant. It was from half of the napkins. These napkins are the larger. I believe they're called luncheon napkins. And so you're going to get at least 2 pendants out of this. Possibly you might even be able to get a pendant and a set of beads if you wanted to do a set of beads out of it. Okay, so I've already done a round one, and everyone's been asking me, how do you do the shapes? Like here's a heart, and then there's the teardrop and the diamond, and then this one right here is more of a rectangle. So to start making a shape, you start with a circle. So I'm going to show you how to make the shapes, because to make a circle you would just continue once you start your circle working. You'll need bead rollers. Depending on whether or not you want a larger hole in the middle, a smaller hole, or no hole at all would determine which bead roller you decide to use. I'm going to be using the green one today. And again, the other thing you're going to want to have is a bottle of water with a shish kebab skewer in it. If you're planning on making the holes in the pendants, and you know you want holes in them, you'll need to have some water with a shish kebab skewer soaking in it to form the holes, and I'll show you how to do that too. So we're going to be using regular school glue. Make sure it's coming out. Okay, move these over. What you want to do is when you cut your napkins, this time you won't be removing any of the layers of white paper. You're going to leave them on because you need that extra paper to give the pendant bulk. So you're not going to be removing the paper like you did when we were doing the fusing. You're going to leave it on. You're going to take your shish kebab skewer at one corner, and you're going to put a little dot of glue close to the corner. Okay? And then you are going to fold this over without touching the stick and push it into place. And just hold it for a second. And then what you're going to do is you are simply going to put your finger on top, and you're going to start to roll the stick. And you don't have to do it super tight, you just gently roll it. Okay? And you keep rolling. This is so you just keep rolling the stick like this. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. When you get up to this corner of the napkin, go a little bit past it, and then you're going to put glue on your napkin like so. You wanted to wait till you got past that last corner, because if you get it too soon, then it's going to stick to the wood. So you just wait till you've got it to that last roll. You'll know when you try and do it. And then you just simply roll the end into place. Make sure your end's tucked down. And when you go to take this off the shish kebab skewer, don't try and pull it down. Take it off from the top. And then all you have to do is just press it until it's flat. Okay? So then you have that. And we have all the ones that I've already started rolling. So we're going to use the green roller. And to get these to go on the roller, because they're pointed at the end, and it's also it's thinner at the end. These tend to be thinner at the end and thicker as you go down. You want to just take this top edge and you want to fold it over so that you have a little more thickness and a little straighter edge. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to slide it into your bead roller like so. Pinch it. And you want to do at least, I pulled it out. You want to do at least 2 full turns on the roller before you add any glue. Oh, I'm going back in. Sometimes if the roller teeth are really small, it's kind of hard to get it in there, but now you see. Go in. Try that one more time. Got a little bit of a shadow going on here. There we go. Now it's in there. Okay, so you give it 2 full turns on the roller, so that would be 2 to there. And then you're going to flip it over and you're going to put glue all down this part here. And you want to have a fair amount of glue. You also want to have a towel handy because you are going to get some glue on your fingers. And we are going to roll this one like so. Okay. So if you were going to make the round pendant like this, you would just continue rolling it. When you get up to the edge, you would add in your next strip and keep going until you finish all your strips. But what I want to show you is how to manipulate the paper into a shape. So I said they all start with a circle. So you want to pinch this pretty firmly and just twist your bead roller back and forth till it comes off. And then you're going to take this and roll it around, and you're going to leave a little tail up because that's where you're going to hook your next piece in. And then you're just going to pinch it, see, like so. Pinch and kind of push to the center. So I took a circle and you're just going to pinch it and push it into the center. And then you're starting to get your diamond shape. Then I'll take another one. I'll put a little bit more glue on the back. And I'm going to add in the next strip. So you're just putting it in right behind the first one. And each time you go around the bend, just give it a little pinch. Every time you add in a strip, you have to make sure that you put more glue on the back side. And you need to be a little bit more generous with the glue on this because you want to have enough glue on there that when the pendant's all wrapped and it dries, that it hardens up pretty firm because the paper's much softer. So you're just going to go around, and remember, each time you go around the corner, you just give it a little pinch. See? And pinch here. And after you do each strip, after you add each strip and roll it, then you want to kind of go in and form it a little bit more, which I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about. And just keep pinching that, going around and pinching. And then when you come around to that side, remember you need to leave your little tail up so that you can add your next strip in. So again, if you just take it like this and sort of push it to the middle, it's going to keep your diamond shape going. Or it could turn out to be a square or a rectangle. You can really adjust it as you go. So now there's enough glue on there. I can feel it. I'm going to go ahead and add in another strip. You're just going to squish it together. And then add more glue. And then you're just going to keep going around. Kind of pull it a little bit as you go, making sure that it's making good contact. And depending on what size you want this to be, if you got to this point and you said, okay, I don't want it any bigger than that, then you would just finish off your end. But we're going to keep going to make this a fairly good sized pendant. And remember, each time you finish, if you need to make adjustments, you can make adjustments at any time. You can just push in. If you get too much glue on your fingers and you're starting to lift your napkin as you work, just wipe your fingers off as you go. Sometimes it'll lift up, like right here at the seam where it rolled around. Don't worry about it. The next layer will hook them all into place. Okay, so again, you just kind of push it in, and if it doesn't seem perfectly flat, don't worry about it too much, because when we're all done, we're going to put it down on the table and we're going to flatten it out and adjust it a little bit more. More glue. So you can make different shapes. Like I did the heart, you just basically start molding the paper to whatever shape you want it to be as you go. It's pretty soft and pliable, and you can make the teardrop. You just pinch the top till you get a round bottom going. So they all start out with a circle. You just pull it off, and don't lose my tail there. And then the last one. And when you look at your strips, when you get them all done, you might look at the strips at what do they look like and pick out the one that you think has the best pattern for the outside edge. Because depending on how you use it in your jewelry design, you may or you may not see that much of the outside edge. But if there's a chance that you might see it more, or you just like the design or the final color of the strip, then before you start rolling, you should pick out whichever strip you want to be the very last one. Okay, so I'm pinching again, kind of pushing up here, pinching in here, pushing up to the center a little bit, then go to the other side and just do the same thing. As we're on our final strip now. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that end down. And it's really nice when you when you get to the end that you make sure that the end is always ending like on a bottom corner, as opposed to like right here on the side, that it's ending either at the top or the bottom point. So you've got that. Now you can put it down on a flat surface. Move some of this stuff out of the way, make sure you can see what I'm doing. You can put it down on the flat surface and just push on it, making sure you're lining everything up. And that's why these mats are really nice at this point, because there's glue coming out. You don't want to stick. Push it down. You can pinch it some more if you need to pinch it some more. You want the corners a little more pointed. You just get in there and work it. It's pretty soft. It's pretty easy to manipulate. It doesn't take any great strength. So I think even if you're working and you have arthritis or something, I don't think that you'll find this is going to bother you. Okay, so we have our diamond shape. There you go. There's a diamond. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add the holes in. So you've got your stick in water, and you want to go up, not the first layer, but the second layer. You want to go at least 2 layers and find the center point, and you just twist this back and forth. And if it starts to stick to the napkin, just make sure you keep dipping it in water, and that'll keep it from pulling your napkin apart. And you just Do that till you feel the stick come out the back side, and then turn it around and go through the back side and do that again. And if you feel like your layers are moving around a little bit, you can fix it after you get the hole in. You can put it back down on a hard surface again and adjust it again. So that's a pretty good size hole. That should work for most things that you're doing. And again, if you wanted one on the bottom, if you wanted to do dangles from the bottom, you would just do the same thing. Try and make sure that your holes are fairly lined up from here to here. So you would just go in 2 layers in, and you'll be able to see the layers when you do this pretty easily. And just push it through till you feel the tip hit your finger, and then pull it out. And just make sure you keep dipping it in water. I need to go through a little more. I can't find my hole on the back side if you don't go through enough. And just give it some support and hold on to it. This is much easier to do it at this point than to try and drill it when it's done and it's hard. So now we've got 2 nice clear holes lined up, so you can do a jump ring on the top to hook it in, or wire work. You can do a jump ring at the bottom and do dangles, chain, whatever you want. You can go back in after you get your holes if you think it got a little off, and just give it another little push. Check your holes and make sure you can see daylight through them. Again, if you need to open it back up a little bit more, just go in and twist the stick back and forth just like that till you feel it get to your finger in the back. And the main thing with this is if you overwork it, it's going to start to get mushy from all the water on the end of the stick, but it's really not that hard to get a good clean hole. So that is how you make a shape. So that's what I wanted to show you today, making the pendants. And then on the next video, we'll be covering a different type of paper to make the same rolling technique, but to make these type of pendants. Thank you for watching.